I'm your mother, I'm your brother, I'm your sister, I'm your friend, I'm your father when you need one. I'll be here till the end. Hello, family, and welcome to the house of Vanderbilt, where you will sit back and don't spat, but have a meaningful conversation with all life forms. You can be black, brown, white, Protestant, Gentile, or Jew, righty, lefty, MAGA, BLM, Antifa, and gay too. Because all are welcome here in this house. So sit back and relax and get on in here and cop a squat because the conversation is about to start.
I'm your mother, I'm your brother, I'm your sister, I'm your friend. I'm your father when you need one. I'll be here till the end. Hello, family. Hello, family. And welcome to the second episode of the House at Vanderbilt, where you can sit back and don't spat, but have a meaningful conversation with human beings from across this nation. You can be black, brown, white, Protestant, Gentile, or Jew. Antifa, righty, lefty, MAGA, Black Lives Matter, and gay too. Because all are welcome in this house. So come on in here and cop a squat. Because the conversation is truly about to start. Hello, 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 hello. What's going on? What's going on, people? What's going on? That's my little intro. I'm trying to work it out right there. Trying to get something. I'm gonna get somebody to put that on the recording for me and get it done and make something happen. How we doing, babies? Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope everybody had a fabulous Thanksgiving. I hope that you got a chance to spend some time with friends and family and got a chance to just show some love. Just show some love and receive some love. Because in this day and time, we've got to learn to receive just as much as we give. It's in your right to do. Learn to receive that love. Learn to accept that love. And learn to give that love back as it's given to you. You know what I'm saying? So, we're here on the second episode, and I got a lot to talk about today, but before I start talking about things, I want to say thank you to a couple of people that then came in here and then blessed a brother. And so when somebody blesses you, you need to give them a little praise, say something good about them, so first, to Dubby. Dubby, Dubby.com, Dubby Energy Drink. I want to say thank you for giving me your sponsorship. I truly appreciate it. I did get a taster. They didn't send me my products yet so I could, kind of show you all what they're doing for me, but they sent me a taster. And I'm going to tell you, I took this stuff before I went to the gym. Went to the gym on this, and I usually take a pre-workout anyway, but I went to the gym on this energy drink, and I don't really do that, but when I tell you, it gave me the best workout ever. And then afterwards, I didn't fall into a ugh, or or anything like that. So do give W a try, man. Dubby.com, Dubby.com. Please check them out. Now, for all of you ladies and gents that love those smell good things, the apples and the strawberries and all those luscious fruit scents. You know what I'm saying? Run on over to chuckscandles.com. That's CHUCKS, chuckscandles.com, and check him out. And hey, use the initials of the house at Vanderbilt. Excuse me. I'm all confused already. Sorry. THT. VB. THTVB. Use those initials in the discount portion of your ordering. And when you use those things, you get 10% off on your first order. And that will kick off on December the 1st. So for everybody that loves candles and smell goods and all that, by all means, go check out Chuck's Candles. He's good people, all right? He's definitely good people. Now, just a heads up. for you all that's watching this on my personal Facebook page, I want y'all to try to please come on over to the House that Vanderbilt's Facebook page. This page here is gonna lag. It's been doing its thing. I don't really know how to stop it from doing it, but not really worried about it because at the end of the day, I'm trying to get everybody over to this page here, which is the original page, which is the right page, the House that Vanderbilt page. So please, if you're on my personal page, please come on over to the House at Vanderbilt page because this is where I'm trying to get everybody to be eventually, and not to be so on this one because it's always slow lagging and doing all these things, and I don't know why it's doing all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just praying that we can get everybody on the House at Vanderbilt page eventually. All right. Now, one of the things that I'm really anxious about is this. Now, I told y'all last week. This is called the WTF Are We Doing wall. All right? The WTF Are We Doing wall. Behind that black piece of cloth, there's a picture. I want to know, WTF are we doing about this picture? What's going on with this person behind me, behind this black cloth? Who is it? Why have I put them up there? Why would they be up there? Why, during episode 2, the Supreme Court and you, would I be having this picture up there? So who's behind the black curtain? Why are they up there? If anybody answers it at any given time during this episode, I will immediately send you over a $25 Cash App. All you got to do is put your Cash App into the comments, and I will definitely go ahead and send you a $25 Cash App instantly. So that's that. You know what I'm saying? Last but not least, before we get started, our sponsors have gotten together, man, already, and they're getting ready to host a mixer for us, man. We're going to have a lovely mixer this December. It's in a lovely location, perfect timing. You know, it's a lot of things that's going to be able to happen that night. You know, we're going to be able to congregate, network, talk to one another, love on one another. Good music, good food, all that's going to be there and available. All I'm saying is, stay for the whole episode and get the information as it follows, okay? Do that for me. You know what I'm saying? And when we get like that, we get somewhere because we're getting somewhere with each other. You know what I'm saying? So now it's time to start. The Supreme Court and you. The Supreme Court been handing down rulings on us since before any of us can know and any of us could practically remember. They've been handing down rulings that have hurt our Black, brown, and the LGBTQIA community for so long. And my question is, what are we going to do about it? Can we do anything about it? Is there anything that can be done about it? These rulings have been set forth, and they've just been repeating themselves. They've been giving us rulings and taking rulings back, giving us a little bit of this and taking it back, trying something on this community and then trying something on that community. You know what I'm saying? So one is going to be a test dummy, then we're going to go for the big one. All that's been going on for quite some time, y'all. For quite some time. And it's time out. I think it's time we all figured out that if we fight together, we can win together. And if we win together, there's a better future for us all. These rulings ain't no joke. You could start with the first ruling. You know, I kind of was thinking like, how far back are you going to go? What are you going to talk about? What are you really going to put on the table? And then I thought about it. I said, my grandfather was born in 1892, had never seen a day of slavery in his life, died at 99 years old in 1991. Never seen a day of slavery in his life. So I wanted to know, what did he fight for those 99 years? And then what are we fighting after his 99 years, all the way up to 2025? So this series may go into a 2-part series because I decided to start 9 years before he was born in 1883. Because that case kind of set the tone for me. It let me know that exactly what I said, which is they give us things and they take it back, and they give us things and they take it back. They've been doing it since who knows when. And in 1883, the civil rights cases of 1883, it was literally a take back scene. That's really all it was. Because what the case ruling stated was this: by declaring that the Civil Rights Acts of 1875 were unconstitutional, this decision eliminated federal laws that prohibited racial discrimination in public accommodations, leaving African Americans to seek recourse only in state courts. Remember that, only in state courts. Remember, we in 1883. The federal government just sent you from the protection of the federal government back to the state courts. And we know them state courts didn't give no dag about no black and no brown people, and especially not no gay folk. But I thought about it because I said, well, they didn't really bother the LGBTQI community back then. And you want me to tell you why? Because we're dealing with the fact that people come over here and they still have the mindsets and the history that they know about in their blood. So when you got kings of Europe and all these other places that have contributed to what some would call unimaginable acts, we'll call it that at that time, unimaginable acts, then it's not as much as a scope on that. But who was the little people back then? It was the black and brown people. So in 1875, they told us black and brown people, they told us that it was against the law. It was a federal law, and it was against the law for you to discriminate, against us in public. But in 1883, they backseat that. And they say, no, that's not the case anymore. And better yet, not only is it not the case, it's not a federal case anymore. We're going to send that back down to the states. We'll let the states handle it. Y'all hearing that a lot these days, ain't you? You're hearing them say a lot, I want to send it back down to the states. No, we don't want to make it a federal thing. Let's send it back down to the states and let the states legislate that thing. You see what I'm saying? What I'm trying to get at is this. They know that at a state level, people tend to not vote. People tend to not participate in elections on state levels. People only worry about the big election. The one that they always talk about where they vote don't count. They only worry about the big election. But when it comes to those state elections, folks sit at home and don't worry about it and just pray for the best. I keep telling y'all, prayer without work is dead. I know y'all say prayer without faith. I got faith all day. So no work, no action is still dead. It's dead as hell. So you hear these folks say, send it back down to the states. And that's exactly what they did. They sent it back down to the states. They said, plain and simple, that they was taking it back. No, we said they couldn't say nothing about you in public no more. We said they couldn't call you the N-word in public no more. We said that, but guess what? We take it back. Now go deal with your state representative in your state courts and see what they say about it. We said that no one can discriminate against you in public. Now we take that back. We said no one can decline your services. Huh? Think about that one right there. Nobody can decline your services. They're doing that right now to a marginalized people, are they not? Wasn't there just the law, which I will talk about later, but there was just the law that said that because you are the way you are, then I don't have to service you? We have got to stop this. We have got to pay attention to what the government is doing to each and every one of us. If I can turn you against your brother, then I have gained a soul. And probably two. Because if I turned you against him, now I got your ear, and he's trying to figure out how I got your ear. So more than likely, he's going to be on my team too. And that's just what the government is doing to all of us. It's setting us up for failure, man. It's setting us up to fight against one another so you don't look directly into the devil's eye that's actually killing us all. Now, here it is. I want to take this slow because I wrote a lot of stuff down. I wrote a lot of stuff down. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at another point right now. Today, we have a law. We have a law that's really aimed at our it's really aimed at our LGBTQIA community. It's aimed at them. It's literally telling us that as long as they're different, as long as they are not you, then they shouldn't exist. So therefore, we don't have to do for them. We don't have to care for them. We don't have to service them. They got a law right now, just like that. Just like that. And the sad part is that a lot of y'all sitting back being quiet about it. A lot of y'all just sitting back being quiet about it, acting like, oh, it don't affect me, so why should I care? Why should you care? Let me help you out why you should care. Because like I said, they try something on the test dummies only to get ready for the real dummies. Yeah, we all dummies, y'all. We got to stop playing this game with the government, man. We got to stop letting them use one population to try something on, only to go for another population at later times. Because that's exactly what is happening right now. And it hurts my heart to know that it only took me a little bit of research to notice that they've been doing this since the civil rights era. They've been testing stuff out on different communities only to make it so that when they get to the bigger community, they can actually make the move in which they want to make. And that is where we come in as a people. Black, brown, LGBTQIA. I am sorry, y'all. Y'all are all one people in their eyesight. Whatever they're doing to one group, trust you me, the next group is next. Stop pretending like that is not the case. Stop pretending like they're not practicing on one so they can hit the death blow to the other one. Stop that. See me as a human being. See your brother and your cousin as a human being. See your new sister as a human being. And stop letting these folks tell you that you don't have to love on your family members and your friends because they're different. Because, see, they're not too much different. Cut them, they're going to bleed red just like you. Punch them in their face, it's going to hurt just like it's going to hurt your face. You know what I'm saying? Break their heart, they're going to feel sorrow just like you feel sorrow. Let them not eat, they're going to be hungry just like you hungry. These are the things that are going to happen. We all human. We just decide we live different. So let them folks live different. They're not harming you. Stop with the madness and stop following these governmental setups. Because again, they're going to test one group only so they can make it real live on the next group. Because they know they got to go harder. They got to go harder. But see, when you have the civil rights, acts being revoked and being sent back down to the statewide and all that, it only rushed in and made a way for the biggest law and ruling that ever came down to hurt black and brown people. Literally. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know that in 1896, Plessy versus Ferguson was a big old case. Y'all know that thing there, it brought in Jim Crow. Y'all know what it did. Now, what was the ruling, though? The ruling established the separate but equal doctrine. Separate but equal. We don't talk about that. Separate but equal doctrine. Legitimizing state-sponsored racial segregation and providing a legal basis for Jim Crow laws that would enforce segregation for decades. Separate but equal. Y'all know what happened in Tulsa. Y'all know what happened in Rosewood. Y'all know what happened in Selma. Y'all even know what happened in Memphis. Y'all know. Y'all know what happened in Chicago. Y'all know. Separate but equal. That was the biggest crop of crap that they ever stated. Because if we were separate but equal, hell, the black and brown and the gay community would have been fine at that point if we were separate but equal. But that wasn't the case. We may have been separate, but we ain't never been equal. And I'm here to tell y'all, you ain't equal now. All these equal rights and things that everybody's screaming about, they been snatching them back all the time. Keep it back, keep it back, keep it back, keep it back, keep it back. That's all it is, backsies. You know, the good old Jim Crow. Wait, Jim Crow era. This is the era that Byron Donalds, who is now running for governor of Florida, this is the era that he stated that the black family was better off and stayed together then during this era. Well, Mr. Donalds, let me help you out here. Let me help you out real, real good. I understand that your theory is that we were together. We were definitely together. We had no other damn choice, brother. Look at this. Look at the environment in which we lived in. Look at what was going on with us every single day. Look at how things was moving, bro. Of course we were not freaking the best. We were dead on arrival if we did anything wrong. Black folks couldn't look at folks any type of way other than look down. You don't even want to look in their face because you're scared. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, the black family was more together. Of course, if you did something to my neighbor, I was going to be right there because guess what? We truly had nobody else. So we didn't have all this extra stuff. It was only us and them. So, of course, we stuck by each other. Of course, we held on to each other. Of course, we loved each other. Of course, everybody stayed in the same home. Hell, you couldn't afford nowhere else to stay. So, Mr. Donald, when you make those statements like that, my brother, let's be real. You ran your ass around here and politicked and did everything you could to ensure that Trump would win his presidency. And your ass didn't even end up with a job. You didn't get a job out the deal. You didn't get a cabinet seat. You didn't get nothing. Nothing. Hell, you didn't even become the head of HUD. You got nothing. And you want to sit there and tell black and brown people that they was better off doing Jim Crow. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And then back at you folks that, oh, my vote don't count. Oh, my vote don't count. It don't count. Oh, no, I ain't got nothing for that. It don't count anyway. Dude, they charged you poll taxes back then. Why the hell would somebody charge you for something that don't make a difference? They literally charge taxes in certain areas in the South to deter black and brown folks from voting. And if that didn't work, they gave you a literacy test that you knew you weren't going to pass. They knew you weren't going to pass it. Can you imagine the school conditions in that year? Can you imagine the school conditions in 1896? Can you imagine them? Now imagine if you were of voting age. If you are of voting age in 1896, what kind of school did you learn in? Who taught you? What did you learn? I'm sure you weren't learning everything that they was teaching the white kids in the white schools. I'm sure of that. So now it's time for you to vote. You done watched everything. You done got in your head who you want to be your representative. And they pop off a good old literacy test for you. And you got to take this in order to vote. But again, your vote don't count. I need y'all to stop being so selfish. Making things so minuscule, so small. As my vote don't count. Your vote count more than anything you know. You wonder why our kids are still being taught on the curve? Because you don't vote in your local elections, in your local and state ran elections. See, that's where the money gets handled. That's where you determine who's going to get what. If the police department is going to get something, if education is going to get something, if the housing authority is going to get something. These is where those things happen. And if you're not stepping out and putting your 2 cents on the line in order to make sure that your voice is heard, guess what? You crap out of luck. You crap out of luck. Schools were so heavily segregated back then during the Jim Crow era, it was crazy. No black kids learning no stuff like kids were learning. But here's the catch. They're still doing it right now today. They just put labels on them now. Private, charter, religious. Then you have the good old public. If I can label it and separate people. And they've been doing this to us since the dawn of time. Separating us from the good, only to leave us with the bad. Our kids been learning on the curve since the day is long. Constantly teaching our children under the radar. A step back than what the other children learn. I tell you, y'all better get into it, because here's the thing. The same funding that public schools get, private, charter, and religious schools also get some type of funding from the government. It may not be as much as public schools get, but they get some type. That's your money. That's the money that belongs to you. You pay your taxes. That's your money. So when they say, hey, it's funded by the government, you should be saying, where's my portion? What is my kids getting out of it? What am I getting out of it? What's happening with us? That is the time for you to make sure that you're getting your portion. Get your portion. Did you know during the Jim Crow era, hospitals, let's talk about hospitals. No black folks getting no hospitals. If Papa got too sick, just go ahead and make some arrangements. Unless you had that dog. And I'm sorry to tell you, like they say, there's a 10% margin of rich people. Well, guess what? There's only a 10% margin of people that could afford a doctor back then in the black and brown community. So unless you were part of that percentage, you waited, and you think you waited an ER long now. Try waiting days to get seen. Try waiting days with a stomach ache where your stomach is going like this and ringing inside your body. Try waiting days for something like that. And then, let's say you do get seen. What about the money for the medicine? What about the money for the medicine? And here we are, damn near 100 years later. And we got the big, beautiful bill. Ushering right back in some of the same things that the Jim Crow era gave us. Healthcare premiums going out the roof. I thought my healthcare premium only went up for $75. I was wrong. I was looking at only half of the money. It was a 2-payment system that they were showing me, and I didn't even see that. So when I went back and looked and noticed that I got to pay come December, Dude, my healthcare premium went up over $300. This is crazy. 300 freaking dollars. And I know a lot of y'all feel that pain. I know a lot of y'all are saying the same damn thing. What is going on? Well, I'm telling you what is going on. It's called backsies. They taking it back. They gonna stick it to us. They sticking it to us. But guess what? It ain't just black, brown, and the LGBTQIA community that's gonna feel this pain, baby. Poor white nigga, come on over to this side. Come on over to this side. Because you gonna feel the pain too, baby. You ain't rich. You ain't got it all. It's all right, cuz I'm happy you here. You ain't got it all. You ain't got it all, but guess what? They're finna teach you a lesson. They're finna show you that you're not a part of their group. So while you still running around here with this chip on your shoulder, talking about some power, they're about to show you who got the real power and who they consider to be part of their league. And I am so happy to tell you that most of us, we all right. We all right. And we gonna be all right. See, because you can't make folks that didn't struggle again. You can't tell folks that didn't already been through the trenches about the trenches. You can't do that. We already know what it feels like to be scorned, beaten, and thrown to the side. We know that already. So with us knowing that, we're prepared. We're definitely prepared. But I can tell you a bunch of y'all ain't prepared. In your lily white fences, houses, and all those things, y'all ain't prepared. You ain't nowhere near prepared. So when these hospital bills go out the roof and you can't afford it, I want you to thank that lovely old big, beautiful bill that you voted for. And to the 89 million people that did not vote in last year's election, you are not off the hook. Because, baby, it was you. It was you that determined that this bill would actually pass. So when you say your vote doesn't count, when you say you don't matter, here are two rulings from the past that are creeping back into our present day life. That had we had your vote, it would have been a very, very, very different outcome. And to put a cherry on top of the Jim Crow era, there was the you can't live here and take your ass in by this time laws. Now, I stay in Georgia now, and I'm here to tell you, Georgia has shown me some things. There are still sundown towns that actually exist. I did not know this. I'm from the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about them damn sundown town. We'll whoop you in the sundown town. I don't know nothing about that. But we definitely have sundown towns right here in the state of Georgia. Don't you get your tail caught out there. Don't you dare get your tail caught out there. It's the wrong guy. So, to you 89 million non-voters, I'll say this. I don't think you didn't vote for her because she's a woman. I'll say that. I agree. You did not vote for her because she's just a woman. You didn't vote for her because she's a black woman. Y'all may want to talk like, oh, she's not black, she is not this, she's not that, she's not this. But you sure in the hell didn't vote for her. And it sure wasn't because she was no woman. It sure wasn't because her mama was Indian and her daddy was Jamaican or whatever the case may be. It was none of that. You didn't vote for her because she was a black woman. And that's just that. And now we're stuck in the predicament we're in. And these laws that the Supreme Court have ruled on hundreds of years ago, 100 years ago, not hundreds, but 100 years ago, are creeping back into our today's time and rearing out their ugly heads back up on us. And if y'all don't pay attention and understand that if we don't start fighting this fight together, and not separate, if we don't start fighting this fight like we got some sense and understand that you cannot win a war with a small platoon, but you need an army just like they have one. But if you undereducate us, then it's all good because we don't know no better, right? Well, in 1908, which, if I'm correct, I think either the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity was born or the Alpha Kappa Alpha Incorporated sorority was born. But in 1908, there was a case called the Beret College versus Kentucky case. Kentucky wanted to tell Beret College, now the state wanted to tell a college that was integrated at the time that they had a choice to make. You can stay integrated with the student body that you have currently, but from this point on, you will only accept one race. There will be no more integrating. There will be no more accepting both races. We're not allowing that. And I want to put it out there exactly as the text says. The court upheld Kentucky law that forced colleges to segregate black and white students into separate branches, stop admitting both races. You separate them or stop admitting them. Stop admitting both races, even if the institution decided to remain integrated. This reinforced the state's power to enforce racial separation in education. Baby, first of all, let me say this. Beret College was a charter institution, a state chartered institution. That's the first thing, that word state. Every time I hear the word state, the first thing I think about is taxes. The first thing I think about is, wait a minute now. Okay, this is the state of Kentucky. It's already an integrated school. So you got black, you got white, you got brown, you got all different type of people going to school already now. So now all of a sudden that action, and you want to make it so that only one particular group of people can go to the school, or better yet, one particular group of people can be accepted to the school. Let me correct myself. So one particular group of people can be accepted into the school, and once they run out, I guess, of the other group of people, then you have a one type of body. But the state of Kentucky wasn't just made up of one group of people. The state of Kentucky was made up of a melting pot of people, just like the rest of America during this time. So if my taxes is helping pay for Beret College, and my little black gay son wants to go to Beret College, then why shouldn't my black gay son be able to go to Beret College? And then you wonder. You think about your city right now. Think about your city right now, your town, your suburb. Think about it right now. And think about the schools that are in the area of your home right now. Think about that right now. Think about the schools that are in the area of your home right now. And think about how many of those schools you make excuses for not sending your child there. The tuition is too high. No, I ain't going to be able to afford that. Sally or Jesse or Sally Raphael is not going to find friends in that school. They're not going to fit in. They're not going to like it. Oh, well, they don't have transportation to get right over there, so we're not going to send our kids there. These are the excuses that you make because you do not want to fight. I said earlier, they put a different label on it. Private, charter, religious, public. Just put a different label on it so you can feel inferior and go where the majority is up in, which is the public. See, I was one of those parents with my children, and I told y'all about my boys in the first episode. My boys, I ain't play that. They was going to the best schools. Oh, come on, yes. Oh, their grades ain't good enough. Come on, I hear you. That's right. My point is this. If you don't fight, of course they're not going to get accepted. I was in Christian Brothers like I belong now. My son didn't live nowhere near Christian Brothers, but he was going. He was going. And wasn't nothing going to stop him. When we moved back to Chicago, my son wanted to go to Kenwood. And we lived over there by Inglewood. Oh no, he going to Kenwood. And he going. And he went. Why did he go? Because me as a parent knew, well, Kenwood's a public school. As long as he can pass some type of criteria test, we can work out anything else. Don't worry about him being here and his attendance. He'll be here. Don't worry about that part. Don't worry about your dress code. I'm going to keep him apart. Don't worry about that part. And don't worry about his behavior. Anytime he get out of line, just contact me. We're going to straighten that out. We're going to be all good. See, that's where you as parents need to get back in action. Get back in action, y'all. Stop playing these games with y'all children and letting them tell you what they are and what they aren't going to do. It's time for us to better them and not let them better us, because they can't better us. They can't upgrade you as a parent, baby. They can't do that. So knowing that first will teach you something instantly. You are not their friend. You are there to protect them, to give them what they need, and to provide them the education and the ability to think for themselves when the time comes. But if we keep letting these rulings fall down in our lap and don't say a damn word, we are going to remain on the chopping block because we too busy worried about if Sally is a boy or a girl. That shouldn't care. That shouldn't matter to you. As long as Sally ain't harming your child, worry about your child. And stop worrying about what's going on with Sally and under Sally's dress. That ain't got nothing to do with us. That has nothing whatsoever to do with us. And if they can continue to have us fight one another versus have us build together, this is the plan. This is the plan, is to continue to have us fight one another so that we don't look the devil right in the eye and tell him, I see you. I see you. I don't no more. Ain't no reason for me fighting you, man. What you doing and what you eat don't make me shit. So now I'm going to respect you. I'm going to respect your space as long as you respect my space. I'm going to see you as the human being you are as long as you see me as the human being that I am. That's all we're asking for around here. You see, that's right, cuz that's what I'm saying. But see, that's the thing, they start with discriminating us on education and everything and making it so hard for us with education, only to get us where it really hurt at is housing. It's housing. In 1926, the Corrigan versus Buckley ruling stated, the court implicitly endorsed racially restrictive housing covenants, ruling the 14th Amendment did not prohibit private parties from entering into agreements that barred the sale of their property to racial minorities. If I can uneducate you, I can do anything I want to you. If you don't know no better, I can do anything I want to you. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to win. You black? I don't want to sell to you. You Puerto Rican? I don't want to sell to you. You gay? I damn sure don't want to sell to you. This law gave them the right to do that. But these practices are still being played out right now today. They're being played out right now today. And the only reason they're getting away with it is because folks sitting around here acting too damn scared of walking away from a deal or putting it on themselves. I don't really like that neighborhood anyway. I don't like that neighborhood. Ain't no stores around here. It's too far to get to the store, Here we go again. Junior ain't gonna find no friends around here. Kids make friends everywhere. Kids make friends everywhere. Without a problem. Without a problem. You know what I'm saying? So when will this BS stop, y'all? When will it stop? How many times are black, brown, and gay people going to look at homes only to be given a higher selling price, higher tax rate than their white cohorts? How much longer are we going to settle for this? It's been going on since Boohoo Island. Just gave you a ruling. 1926, man. This been going on forever. But these type of things have an endpoint. Excuse me. They got an endpoint. Yeah, we can end it. Let me help you out. Excuse me. Had to get a little drink of water for my iTunes and my iHeart people that'll be hearing this later. I do apologize about that. But there's an endpoint to this. What's the endpoint, you say, Vanderbilt? What is the endpoint? It's you that's doing the job. If you're a realtor, make sure your client gets the best deal possible. Make sure they get the best deal possible. Don't be trying to double up on your commissions on the back end and put that stuff on their back end paper so that by the time they get to closing, they find out they got another $20,000 added to their mortgage payments and everything to cover your extra commission. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you're a banker, make sure your client get the best interest rate out there possible. Don't sneak them. Make sure they get the best that they possibly can get. If you're a car salesman, you know what kind of deals some people can get, man. And you be gumping them for a come up, for the boss to give you a pat on the back, telling us, ooh, you sold that car. Like, come on, y'all. The only way we're going to stop these different types of actions being held up against us as black and brown people is when we stop them ourselves and we stop practicing those things that they teach you that you know is wrong. Now, what's the flip side of that? If you sell somebody a house and you get them the best deal possible and they are happier than ever and they done went to 3 other places to possibly do the same thing and you came out on top, when they buy that home and when they move in that home and have all those family gatherings and everything and folks come over, who do you think they gonna tell they sold them their house? Who you think they gonna raise praise on about that house? Who you think they gonna yell to the skies about that house? If you sell somebody a car, get them the best deal possible, and they ain't gotta wait, they ain't gotta be paying for no 10, 15 years for no car, who you think they gonna send everybody to during tax time? Somebody better go see him, better go see her. They know how to do what they need to do. Who you think they gonna do that? If you at the bank and somebody trying to get a loan, man, and you get them the best possible interest rates based off of what you know, it can be done. Who you think they gonna suggest in the long run? If you do good, good will follow you. It will come back. Fast money always looks good. It really does always look good. It really does. I'll be the first to tell you, fast money looks great. But in the man at my age now and where I am in life now, I know for a fact that fast money has never been the real thing. It's that long money, that faithful money, that kind money, that money that folks give you that make you just feel extra, extra, extra good. It's that money. And so knowing those things alone, just those things alone, I'm here to tell you, we can do way better, my people. Way better. Way better. Those were just 4 rulings, y'all. 4 different rulings from 1883 to 1926 that we are constantly in present day fighting right now. Housing discrimination, educational disparities, racial segregation and discrimination, When do we stop fighting these things, y'all? We stop fighting them when we start fighting it together. Black and brown people, the LGBTQIA people are not your enemies. They are not your enemy. Trust me. And y'all know it. You go get your hair done, your nails done, you talk shit with them, you hang out with them. They cool as hell to watch them dance and teach you cheery little dance moves and make up teams and all this other stuff and teach them how to act and teach them how to pot a beret and all this crap. They good for all that. But you go out here and you vote to have them condemned. Only to not understand that if you vote to have them condemned, you only set yourself up for future votes to have you condemned. Wake the hell up, my people. Because it's time out. It's time out. We got to do better. We got to do better. I know we can do better. And the only way we're going to do better is if we start seeing each other as people and stop seeing each other as battles and wars. So now, who's behind the curtain? Anybody want to take a guess on who's behind the curtain? I've been looking at y'all over there. I love y'all, fam. Who is behind the curtain? I wonder. Who y'all think behind the curtain? There's a part to this segment. As you can see, we only got to 1926 today. I'm getting all the way to 2025 and maybe a part 3 of this segment because I'm going to run this. I'm going to run this. A whole lot of episodes after this is already written out, but I want to make sure that we understand why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because we fighting the wrong fight, my people. We're fighting the wrong fight. I shouldn't have to fight you because of who I am. I shouldn't have to fight you if you do something to me to harm me. And you should only have to fight me as if I do something to you to harm you. That's the only time we should be in conflict. But if we respect each other as human beings, there's no way in the world I'm going to do anything to harm you. And there's no way in the world you're going to do anything to harm me. So with that being said, behind this curtain, I have a brother who we've harmed. We've harmed. He's made a mistake. Yes. But how long must he live by that mistake? How long y'all gonna make this man live by his mistake? Chris Brown. I met this kid back in 2000. I want to say it was either 4 or 5. He was doing that first big tour. He came to Memphis. I had a sweetheart deal. I had been meeting with the FedEx Forum for over a year, and we finally came up with a sweetheart deal where I was actually getting shows directed to me, after parties and stuff directed to me from the FedEx Forum. And my first major show, after party, was Chris Brown. And the kid came over, and you talking about a night that you'll never forget. I'm talking about this kid was electrifying. He stood in the middle of the club. Now, this club was 28,000 square feet. This kid stood in the middle of that club. And not only did he dance his heart out, he appreciated every single person that walked up to him and showed nothing but love. So at the end of that night, as we take them back to their hotel, his crew, his management team, and all them, and then it was like some of my bartenders, some of the security came with us and everything. They all went into the lobby and stuff, and they were partying in the lobby and stuff. This young man here, all he wanted to do was skateboard. So I stand outside with him alone, and I'm gonna be the respectful gentleman. I'm gonna stand out there and watch this kid while everybody else go inside. I'm the club runner. I'm running this nightclub, so I'm still responsible for him until he go upstairs in that bedroom and lock that door, and then my responsibilities end. But as long as he's still outside, then I'm responsible for him because my insurance has got to pay for him. So I watch this kid skateboard, and he skateboard. He don't go far. He just skateboards around me, and he tells me all these great things: how he's going to be the next Michael Jackson, how he's going to conquer the world of music, and he's going to do all these great things. And I literally say, I believe in you, and I believe everything you're saying, and you have a fan of me for life, and I have been a Chris Brown fan ever since then. Yes, I have. Fast forward some years later, he commits a horrible act. We know what it was. It was a horrible act. How dare you put your hands on a woman? We know that's wrong. We know that's wrong. But how long y'all gonna bury him for it? Here you have a 34-time convicted felon who's been accused of some type of female improper charge. I just want to use different words because I don't want to say the R word or anything like that, because he was found guilty for committing some type of crime towards a woman that did not mean he did not do anything. And he paid $18 million for that. But yeah, y'all act like this man ain't did nothing, but you can condemn him, and he's one of your own. Black Mag, I'm talking directly to you. This young man don't deserve that from y'all. This young man right here, he deserves y'all to give him his rights due. He has become the next Michael Jackson. He has conquered every single chart he possibly could conquer. He has done right by his community and by other communities. He's given back. He's done all the right things. And the woman, Rihanna, who he did the horrible, event with, she's forgiven him. So it's time for y'all to forgive him. So WTF are we doing still charging this man when it's time that we gave him his rights due and respectfully showed him some love? So all I'm asking is, all across the net, no matter when you see this, when you hear this on iTunes, iHeart, Spotify, and all them other different casting networks that's got me on there now, no matter when you hear this or when you see this, post one time. Hashtag Chris Brown, we're sorry, we love you. Hashtag the House of Vanderbilt. Because of WTF are we doing? Still condemning this brother. It ain't right. Stop it. Let it go. Now, here we go. Check it out. We have got our first event, y'all. We got our first event. God be the glory, man, and things are already happening. I don't even have a lot of viewers, and I got people paying for stuff for me already. That's a major blessing. That's a huge blessing. So, on December the 20th, my sponsors have gotten live at the Battery. So we're going to be at the baseball field. The house that Vanderbilt is going to be in the building. You can get your tickets at Eventbrite. All you have to do is look for the house that Vanderbilt's first Christmas mixer. Or I think it might be the house that Vanderbilt's Christmas mixer. That's what it is. It's the house that Vanderbilt's Christmas mixer on Eventbrite. And for everybody that's going to be buying all these presents this year, and prices are going crazy this year, my sponsors have made this special for me, and the tickets are absolutely free. Praise God. The tickets are absolutely free. All you got to do is go to Eventbrite, log in, and look for the House of Vanderbilt's Christmas Mixer, and get you a ticket. And join us as we build the foundation of this house. Because the foundation will get us exactly to where we truly want to be. And I know some people have inboxed me like, what's your end goal with this? My end goal is that in 2028, there's not 89 million people not voting. That's one of my end goals. My second end goal is that within 5 years, I began to open homes for boys, girls, and the trans community, a home for each one of them. A set of them in Atlanta and a set of them in Chicago. And we help teenagers between the ages of 16 and 18 that are being booted out of their homes based off of what and how they live. And what I will do and what we will do is we will not only give them somewhere to live, we will help them continue their education. We will help them with employment. And we will help them with mental stability so that their life can be productive in this world. So, with all that being said, the Supreme Court and you is still working on us right now, today. All I ask is that we stop fighting each other and we start fighting with one another. It's at the Live at the Battery in Atlanta, Georgia, at the baseball stadium, Live at the Battery, December the 20th, the house that vander-Built Christmas mixer. I hope to see you all. Until then, may you all have a blessed week. Love on somebody. Give somebody a hug. Tell somebody you care. That gay person at work that you give attitude all the time, man, this week walk up in the building and simply say, you know what? Hello. It's going to change the whole air. Bruh, man, that gay dude that you truly just don't like just because he's too sassy, walk up to him this week and be like, bro, I ain't gonna even lie. I don't fuck with you because you're too sassy, man. I apologize, though. You know, I shouldn't judge you like that. And watch how that changed everything around. And so, my guys, that woman that you have attitude with because you know she has attitude with you, let your guard down a little bit. Walk up to her and say, you know what, baby? I love you with the love of God. It ain't nothing you can do about it. And I'm sorry I am the way I am, and just walk away. It's gonna change the vibes. It's time to make some changes, y'all. But until next week, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I want to try to get on the House at Vanderbilt's page only because we're lagging now on this page because we got internet going on so many things trying to get y'all in here. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I say I love you. Have a blessed evening. Have an awesome freaking week. And just know, I love you and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Peace. Oh, Jesus.